Hey folks, Brett with Grafted Branch. Today we're going to put an ox oiler on my new chainsaw mill. So this is the new mill. It's a 4-footer. I took this oiler, this tank and hose and stuff off of my old mill, which is right up there. That's a 36 inch, this is a 48 inch, so I needed a bigger cutting area. And I'm running a 28 inch bar most of the time in that mill, so I really don't need an ox oiler for it. And I didn't need this winch either, so I just moved the winch over. So anyway, so this is the oiler that I have created. It's an old, I don't know if you can see that. It's an old Lawn Boy gas tank. So it came off of an old lawnmower, tiller, something. I don't know. Probably from the 50s, but it's not rusted out and it works fine for this. I just found this laying around the barn. This bracket, I'm thinking that that's a bracket that you mount to a wall to hold a pole or something. But I found that in the trash, and then came up with this bolt and wing nut, and then I bought that little piece of brass there, and then some fuel line, and then this little shutoff. So I got a couple pipe clamps, and we'll get this slapped on here pretty quick. So I'll just show you what I do. Alright, so this one came off of my other mill, like I said. So basically everything's already ready to go on here. So let's see. I may this side. It doesn't stick out quite as much. Alright, so put the clamp on. This is a clamp that's already been retrofitted bent to this particular bracket. And then that goes right there. Of course, I didn't get my tightening device. Hang on, I'll be right back. That's on there good and tight. Good and tight. And then this one. Slide it down on there. It's pretty tight already, but we're going to tighten it because we have the ability. Alright, so then I'm just going to take this hose, tilt you up just a hair there, and just kind of wrap it around. You want to make sure you have plenty of hose, so when you stretch this thing out, there's plenty for the movement. So this is just going to come around a few times. Like so. Wrap it around there a few times, and then I'm going to zip tie in a couple places, and this is going to be zip tied down so it points down like that at the bar, or wherever the bar is going to be, probably right about there. Alright, so I got a couple zip ties. I'm just going to hit a couple different spots here. You want to have decent size zip ties, not something super chintzy, just because, I mean, not because the hose is going to be pulling off of it, but because you're going to be banging this thing around and you'll just bang it into something and knock a zip tie off. And so when you get down here on the final part, you kind of need these to hold pretty good in order to get your angle of attack right. Now, of course, this one we'll have to finish up when we get the bar in there, because we have to be able to aim it in the right spot. Now, some people might be like, why'd you put your valve right there? Isn't that kind of in a bad spot? Well, wherever you have your shutoff valve, from that point forward, oil is just going to run out until it's empty. So if you have it closer to your saw tip, you're going to be wasting less oil when you shut it off. If you put it up here, put it up top here, all this whole hose is draining out all the way down until it gets to there. I mean, you can put one here, but you still need to have one there. So it's going to be something about like so. And then that is a little bit janky. Maybe I'll, so you need it to flow though, so maybe I'll pull this one up. There we go. I adjusted this one up higher, so that gives me a little bit more access. Gives me a little more access to my knob. So there we go. We got tank mounted, good and tight, not wiggling at all. And the hose comes down, snakes around. Try to keep it so you're always doing a downward flow. Got it zip tied in down here on both sides. Shut off, and then right where it's going to dump out onto the saw blade. So it'll need a little bit of tweaking down here once we get the saw mounted in there. But overall, that's pretty easy, straightforward setup. So between the new ox oiler and the winch, now all we gotta do is throw the saw in here and we're gonna be ready to go. Hey folks, that's how you do an ox oiler. And like I said, you know, you can buy the Grandberg one, you can buy the ones online, spend whatever, you know, if you got the money and you want to, go right ahead. This one was approximately $20 out of pocket, and most of it was for that. This was like $9 or $10, and then this brass fitting up here was another $6 or $7, and then plus some hose and some zip ties and some wool. Yeah, $20 at the most. So, and if you got the valve and if you got the brass fitting, it's even cheaper for you. So, and you can use any old tank. I mean, any old gas tank, or I mean, I've seen people use Gatorade bottles. So just be creative, use what works, save money, save your money for chains and bars and a new saw. You know, something important, not a stinking oil bottle. So thanks for watching. God bless. Have a great day. Come back and see us.